Modern society faces a significant risk. One day, individuals may wake up and realize that they've lost half of their lives. Psychiatric medications, often used to treat anxiety and depression, have become common. Unfortunately, these drugs are not very effective in curing people and often serve as mere crutches for ongoing psychological conflicts. Fortunately, there are alternative methods to address anxiety and depression. In this video, we'll turn to the wisdom of Carl Jung, a renowned psychiatrist, for guidance. First, please click the like button below the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider subscribing. You'll receive notifications of new videos. Modern medicine often attributes anxiety disorders to brain chemistry changes. Many doctors still adhere to this belief to the detriment of their patients. This has led to an alarming increase in individuals who have been convinced that their illness is purely physical. However, Jung believed that most cases of anxiety and depression are not rooted in a defective brain, but in a flawed way of life. Therefore, his initial approach was not to prescribe medication, but to offer a dose of psychological understanding. This understanding involves recognizing what to expect from life and understanding the necessary changes. Jung pointed out that many people hold the unrealistic belief that life should be easy, that suffering should be minimized, and that challenges should be avoided. Yet, he was frank with his patients, conveying that life is inherently challenging. Comfort and peace are not our natural states. It's improbable that any therapy can eliminate all difficulties. Challenges are essential for our well-being. Acknowledging that difficulties are inevitable and that valuable rewards don't come effortlessly grounds us in reality. This realization serves as a catalyst for personal growth, because when we accept life's toughness, we recognize the need to develop a resilient character to lead a fulfilling life. On the contrary, if we remain ensnared in the illusion that life should be effortless, we'll lack motivation to strengthen our character. Mistakenly, we may expect that with time, life will magically become easier. Jung likened life to a battlefield. It always has been and always will be. Without challenges, existence itself would cease. Jung had a vital message for his patients. Our issues are happening now, in the present, and delving into our past won't always fix them. Many folks think that to move forward in life, they must first uncover why they're the way they are. But Jung saw this as an evasion tactic, a way to dodge the real work at hand. He believed that we all prefer to avoid looking within ourselves for the causes of our discomfort. It's easier to push those issues far away, both in time and space. Confronting them and making a positive change seems risky and unpleasant. Yet, Jung argued that the first step in any comprehensive psychological method is to face our shadow. The shadow is the part of us we want to hide, the traits we're ashamed of. It's the darker side of our personality we'd rather keep concealed. Jung was certain that everyone has a shadow, and the more we bury it, the stronger and darker it becomes. Confronting our shadow is crucial for personal growth. By acknowledging our flaws, we gain control over them. As Jung put it, anything conscious can be corrected, but anything that escapes the unconscious is beyond the reach of correction. The shadow holds not only flaws, but also qualities that can enrich our lives. We often see elements of our shadow in those around us because we project our suppressed traits onto them. Recognizing what bothers us in others can reveal our own hidden side. We can also uncover our shadow by reflecting on our motives, especially for actions that make us feel ashamed. Being honest with ourselves is key. Jung's approach also emphasized finding meaning in life, especially when battling depression or anxiety. He believed that having a significant role in life's drama is vital. So instead of dwelling on the past, his focus was on embracing the present, understanding our shadow, and discovering our purpose. Some people, for instance, tend to suppress their ability to express anger or defend themselves. Another advantage of acknowledging and understanding these suppressed aspects, often referred to as the shadow, is that it grants us access to character traits that can enhance our lives. As Jung put it, the shadow isn't all bad. It contains qualities that could enrich human existence. However, we tend to become aware of our shadows by observing the weaknesses, flaws, and insecurities in those close to us. This is not just because we repress similar traits within ourselves, but also because we project our own shadow elements onto others. By noticing which characteristics in our friends and family bother us, we can catch a glimpse of our own shadow. Another way to bring the shadow into our awareness is by reflecting on the motives behind our actions, especially those we feel ashamed of, and being open to self-critique when necessary. As Jung pointed out, often the only thing preventing us from seeing our shadow is our ability to be honest with ourselves. Alongside increased awareness of the shadow, another crucial aspect of Jung's therapeutic approach was helping his patients find meaning in their lives. Jung believed that when someone is deeply depressed or overwhelmed by anxiety, finding a significant role in life's drama is vital. To illustrate this, consider an encounter Jung had with the chief of a Pueblo tribe in the early 20th century. The chief explained their tribe's traditions, emphasizing their duty to help the sun rise above the horizon each day. He declared that this was not just for their benefit, but for America and the entire world. Jung recognized that this might sound strange to modern ears, but he pointed out that members of this tribe didn't suffer from the neuroses, anxiety disorders, or depression that plagued many in the modern world. They didn't rely on pills or succumb to addictions. Instead, their lives were imbued with meaning and purpose. Jung described them as having a natural and complete dignity, in contrast to a Western woman he met who was constantly on the move, seeking but never truly finding what she was looking for. I was amazed when I gazed into her eyes. They held the look of someone desperately searching for meaning, like a cornered animal. She was possessed by this relentless quest, and I wondered why. It became clear that her life was painfully mundane, devoid of purpose. If she were to vanish today, it would leave no mark, for she felt like nothing. This compulsive search infects many in the Western world. Some hop from one fate to another, others chase romantic partners, and some are obsessed with money, prestige, or recognition. But beneath these varied pursuits lies a common motivation: escaping the emptiness of their existence. They're trying to fill a void that can't be filled with possessions or experiences, as Jung explains. Jung tells us that this void can only be filled by knowing that we're living a meaningful life. Imagine if she could say, "I am a daughter of the moon, and every night I help the moon, my mother, rise above the horizon." Her life would transform, filled with meaning for herself and all of humanity. This sense of purpose brings inner peace. When people feel like actors in the divine drama of life, that's the only thing that truly gives meaning to their existence. Everything else, like a career or raising children, pales in comparison. It all boils down to this: does your life have meaning? Jung isn't suggesting we all adopt Pueblo mythology. Instead, he's highlighting the suffering that stems from a lack of meaning in many lives. For those seeking to break free from anxiety or depression, the task is to discover this meaning. We must find a way to justify our existence, whether through religion, contributing to values like justice or community, or creative acts. It's up to each of us to uncover how we can play a meaningful role in life's divine drama. Those who succeed will define their own future, but for those who fail, years or even decades of senseless suffering and endless seeking await them. As Jung said, I only care about the fulfillment of what is in each individual. That is the true problem. So, let's work towards helping our own metaphorical moon rise above the horizon and find our own unique path to a meaningful life. Thank you for reaching the end, and I hope this reflection has been insightful. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the Stoic community. See you soon.